Hey everybody, what is up? I've been meaning to make this video for a few days actually. Life has just been busy. Between trying to get back into the swing of things since my San Francisco trip, which was like 2 weeks ago almost that I came back. I'm still doing the freelance work, so that's been a few nights a week. Plus just making a couple videos from my San Fran trip and slowly posting photos up to my Facebook account, dealing with all that stuff. Been doing a lot online, but just haven't made this video. And what I wanted to talk about on this eve of the big change that's supposed to happen here on YouTube, I haven't really said much about it. I know a lot of people have freaked out at this idea that YouTube is, there's this talk about becoming more like Hulu, where apparently there's going to be videos are just under one tab, and the rest of it's all movies, music, TV shows. Now, I've been a fan of Hulu for about 6 months. I actually prefer that player. Like when I watch The Office online, I prefer the Hulu player versus like NBC.com's video player. I've been looking at old TV shows, catch The Simpsons, Family Guy. It's just kind of there whenever I want it. And I've been going there more and more and more as I watch less and less TV. So the thought of YouTube changing that way doesn't surprise me. They've been going that way. They've pretty much given up, wouldn't you say, on the community, for months, for a few years. And yet the community kind of existed on its own, maybe in spite of the corporate office. And I think we're going to continue to exist. YouTube is changing. We've all been feeling it. We've all been talking about it. A lot of us just make a lot less videos than we used to. For me, the same excuse for all of us, we've extended ourselves beyond this. Now for me, my YouTube experience is also part of my Facebook and Twitter and Daily Booth and Blip experience. But also, for me, a lot of what I had to originally say has been said. And I think when you start new, you meet all these people, you kind of start hot out of the gate, and you just make video after video after video. And for me, it does slow down as I have more and more phone calls with people, Skype conversations with people, whatever. That eats up the YouTube time. So for those of us that have been around for 2 or 3 years, and I'm somewhere in the middle of that, we all see how it's changing. I feel slightly bad for new people coming to the community, because I think it's harder for them to watch people, to find people, to fit in. But you totally can. People are friendly. You just start watching somebody. It's very easy to make those relationships. I lost my train of thought. See, I'm not always Mr. One Shot. New people. Oh, yeah. We've all seen a decline in our views, in our viewership. People are just watching less. Whoa. People are watching less. And that's fine. Originally I could put up a video, get 2 or 3 or 4 times more views than it used to, and I'm kind of seeing that across the board. But I watch less too. I don't hit every video on my subscription page. So as our state of community involvement changes, I think it just so happens to coincide with YouTube changing and becoming more corporate. Unless they pull our subscriptions in our channel pages, I have nothing to worry about. we're still going to have a spot. We're still going to find new people, basically who make video responses, who comment, and who watch. That's how you find each other. I don't know how you get started. I don't know how you start seeing vloggers anymore. People started watching my stuff. I started watching them. You meet in Stickam. You meet in other programs. That's how it's going to happen. And it's going to happen in things like Twitter or whatever, where people drop links. That's how we'll find each other. It'll happen through gatherings that we go to and things like that. It'll still happen. But it will be different, and it's going to be a different way to find each other. Now, the positive side of this, and the reason I'm not getting too worried about this, is that really YouTube can't have much less involvement with us than they already have. One of the fallacies some people have, I'm a partner, I have as equally as hard of a time to get a hold of them for anything as I did before I was a partner. That has nothing to do with anything. So I don't think their involvement with us can get any worse. If they just put us under that one button, that's what it is. That's the way we find each other. I feel bad for the, Spricket 24s and the Freds and the What the Bucks of the world who are, 50,000 subscribers, something like that, who are easier to find on the website right now. I don't know what that's going to mean for them. I don't know what it's going to mean for the extremely popular community people. For those of us, low to mid-range, whatever, it's not going to mean anything. Our viewers are declining, the numbers decline. It's not going to decline at much worse than it is. I think that's just a natural evolution of this. So I haven't been worried about it. I have my friends. I make a lot less videos. Life is more challenging now because, not challenging, but my internet life is more complex than it was when I started YouTube. When I started YouTube, I didn't know I was looking for this community. It just happened. I think I needed that to happen, which is why I continued and embraced it when it started happening. But I didn't go to YouTube to find friends. I went to YouTube because I had video diaries, essentially, that I wanted to post. And YouTube was an easy way so I could embed them on a personal website. The community came. The community happened. And it will still happen. I'm amazed at how the community of YouTube, all in the past 9 months or so, has jumped over to Twitter. I was on Twitter, I think I signed up January 1st of 2008. And by then, there were people on it already. But by last summer, it just grew exponentially. The community found each other. And now, for as long as Facebook has been around, I've noticed that kind of the YouTube community found Facebook around this fall. I was signed up last summer. Didn't really do anything with it until, late fall, maybe the election time, something like that. Now I'm doing a lot more, and it seems like the YouTube community is doing that. So the YouTube community reminds me of, I think Flea left a comment or sent me an email or something, that we're a lot like, blades of grass that will grow through concrete in a sidewalk if we have to. It will exist. So the state of vlogging, I think, it's going to be what it's going to be. The business model on YouTube currently doesn't work. So YouTube needs to turn a profit. And if them doing more music videos, TV shows, movies can turn a profit, then that's only going to make it a better place for us. Think about this. If now people come to YouTube like they come to Hulu, there's a better chance of them finding us. And if YouTube can make money and still let us be part of their business model and upload free videos, then it's kind of a win-win for everybody. It actually seems like a brilliant idea. And the way I equate it, and what I've always enjoyed about my little place on YouTube, is I remember when the Queen of England had her own channel, or or something where the BBC might have been archiving stuff. I thought it was really cool that here's my dinky little Anakin 1814 channel right next to the Queen of England's channel, or the BBC channel. Now, granted, the BBC is a lot different than I am, but I'm like public access, or she's whatever. So I can be right next to Oprah on the dial. I'm just on the low end of the dial. And in my mind, as long as I'm on that dial, that's all that matters. So now if I'm on a tab right next to The Office or Lost or something, will my videos come up about Lost, which I do plan on making, people. I do plan on making them. If my videos, will they come up in related videos to Lost? If I think they're signing a deal with ABC, so I wouldn't doubt that Lost will be on here. It may mean good things for us. I could be wrong. This might be the last video, on the eve of this change. This might be the last video I ever make before the site implodes on itself and we don't have access to our channels and chaos happens and everybody starts complaining about that. But I don't think that's going to be the case. Regardless of what happens, the name YouTube is their brand. A lot of people are saying, well, they should change, the focus isn't you. Well, has it really ever been? Maybe the focus of the you is the fact that you and I have the ability to download the stuff, and that you and I now have the ability to watch more content. And I think the user-generated content will always be there. This is really the only site with any type of name or brand recognition for user-generated site, or for as a user-generated site. Granted, Vloggerheads is making tracks. Vimeo, I think it's called, is out there. There's other video sharing sites, far above and beyond, or in addition to YouTube. But YouTube is the one with the market share and with the brand recognition, and the people that don't do it like we do, YouTube is the one they know. They still don't know Hulu. So I think we're going to have a place right next to it. I think we're going to have a place next to abc.com and all that. And if we do, it might be a good time to take advantage of that. So I hope the people, making their living off of this, I hope they can have a fair shake at this and not get buried under it. I'm not as worried about if my channel stays buried. It's buried the way it is. So yeah, that's kind of my thought, just on some general things. Kenrg originally made a video about the state of vlogging or vloggerhood or something like that. He actually touched upon some price tiers that YouTube would almost have to do, some real basic, $1, $5, $25 type things to keep the site alive, which we may or may not, YouTube may or may not resort to, based on what happens with these other media outlets. Because you look at something like Flickr, you have to pay to have a premium account on that. I'm always amazed that something like YouTube is free. The amount of files I've uploaded over the years that are on my channel that are being stored somewhere for free, and they're not making that much money off of the advertising. But so those are some thoughts on the state of YouTube today, the state of vlogging, the state of the vloggerhood. I know one thing I'm trying to do is force myself to get back into it. It's very easy to be complacent and not make videos like I used to, and that's fine. I'm just busier. All this extra work I'm doing, these freelance jobs are taking, it's a part-time job on top of my full-time job. So a lot of that has to give. But I still want to post a couple videos a week. And I know I keep saying this every time I make videos. I'm saying we all have to do this. But we do all need to try. We need to try to make more videos, bring some of this back. If we don't want the community to die, it has to start with ourselves. Granted, we'll see what tomorrow brings. And by the time a lot of you see this, we'll see what, if you can even see this. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm truly optimistic about this, and I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal like a lot of people say. So wow, 15 minutes. This is going to be unedited. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.